Hello everyone, I'm Doc Hotpants. We're playing some more Manor Lords today. We'll be playing the Duel campaign on challenging settings and hope that it's going to go well. Let's choose our starting region. I think we'll be, so we're on a Duel challenging. I think I'll be starting in Altbruch today. Haven't started there before, and we'll send our opponent to Linek. Let's go. Let's hope for some good resources. I will be re-rolling on challenging settings if I don't like the resources that we're getting. Nice. I swear I didn't plan this, but this is perfect. Okay, so let's give our wild animals a wide berth. We don't want them to move. Starting resources are here, so of course I'm going to try to make use of that. In the most efficient way possible. Let's just do this. Again, challenging settings is not, you know, you can try to build pretty. I'm not going to try. This is going to be a more efficient build. So keep everything close together, especially in the beginning, in order to make things as efficient as possible. Now, of course, we're going to have to place our logging camp close to the woods, so it'll have to go either here or, no, we'll put it here. And let's give that a road connection as well. So logging camp needs to go up, and we also desperately need the granary. So we'll be building the granary right... I think we'll be building the granary right here. And then the storehouse is going to go here, and this is going to be our highest priority. We only have 2 timber. We have difficult weather events, but normal spoilage. So I think, yeah, let's give this highest priority and give this very high priority. Let's see where the water is. Okay, that's perfect. But let's just start. I'm also gonna buy another ox right away. And that should be coming in fairly quickly, as we're on the edge of the map.
Why do I have to carry this alone? Come on, people, get to work! Hey, where are the pegs? Oh, there they are.
Okay, so let's get someone into the granary right away. Now let's get the logging camp done. Yes, we're running out of food. But yeah, so we salvaged quite a bit of food, so that's good. We'll also be building the marketplace. Let's just build the first one here, just to have some space for stalls. That's quite enough. And that means, you know, we're now up to 3 months of food instead of the one that was given us before. Oh, come on. Okay, so let's get 3 people in there. Crank up the maintenance. And I'm cranking up the maintenance in order to get as much timber in as we possibly can. Okay, the ox is coming. That's perfect. There it is. Okay. One out there, one in there. And I'm hoping to not have to remove any of these. So We have 20 firewood. That should actually be enough. So let's just... I think we're just gonna wait for that ox to come in. And then assign it to the logging camp and just wait for the at least 10 timber that we're gonna need to build those 5 houses. March 17th. I don't think that we're gonna manage to finish the houses in time for April, but then we'll see the first immigration in May. Okay, so 10 timber. Let's get those 5 houses built. And I think what we're also gonna do, let's pause this. We're gonna build the hunting camp right away. I would really like to fit it in there, but of course that tent is in the way. Yeah, so I think we're gonna wait until the houses are built. But we can see what other food source we have. We don't. We do. Berries. Okay. So we will build that forager right there. And then that way a lot of food is going to come in very quickly. And of course we also need that firewood cutter and everything. But the houses have priority. We have a bit of time until the raiders arrive. 2 years, and then the countdown is going to start. That is plenty of time to prepare for everything. The AI will do their thing. I'm not worried about them. I played on the edge on challenging conditions. I'm not worried by anything that this particular campaign is going to throw at us. We're going to prepare that too. And as we now have earned our origin card, as per usual, I will be going with Off the Vogtland. Okay. Yeah, let's get that third person back into the logging camp to get as many logs as we can. Okay, so we're prepared for immigration now. That's good.
Give me a hammer and something needs to not move.
And let's get someone into the forager hut. We'll also build that hunting camp now. And then we're gonna build a woodcutter up here.
Where's my other mallet?
Yeah, we'll be fine. So we'll see 2 people coming in May now. Probably. Just 1. So let's staff that. Okay, the woodcutter is finished. We don't need someone in there yet. Let's just get these houses built as well. We should be getting someone else mid-May. Hopefully. Okay, let's give them a well. Let's give them a hunter. And we're gonna need a saw pit. And I want to get that church built as well. But we're gonna need planks for that. It's always a bit of a juggle as to, you know, which buildings do you fill, which buildings do you leave empty. We do have a good amount of logs, so we'll be taking that person out there and we're gonna let them produce planks for now. And I'm not gonna limit the amount of planks this time. Just gonna try that out. Okay, we have 4 houses that we can still fill. Every production building is doing something, so that's really good. And we should be seeing 2 people immigrating. So with the planks coming in, we'll be building the church. There we go. And we'll be building the quarry. And let's start with that one. And also get a trader up and running. And we'll be placing them directly on the King's Road here. Okay, we have people to place. That's good. Yeah, all of this is fine. Let's give ourselves a bigger chance here. 24, 12. Yeah, this is fine. So we don't need that second hunter because, you know, there's only so many animals they can deal with. But let's get a second forager going for now.
Pass me the hammer, will you?
We have the double immigration going, so that's going pretty much as planned. And that also means that we will place more houses. I want the trader up. I want them up as quickly as we can build them. So quarry's there, so let's start producing rough stone and rubble stone. 62% approval is pretty good on demanding settings. There we go. Yep, let's get one trader going. Okay, and we are trading my personal standard. We'll be trading for tools. We'll be exporting rubble stone down to 20. We'll be exporting planks over 50. Oops, not 1450, over 50. We'll be trading rough stone down to 0. We'll be exporting herbs over 10. Of course, we'll be exporting pelts. And later we'll be exporting honey and wax as well, if the game even plays that long. I do intend to win the campaign as quickly as possible. I think we'll also be trading firewood. Well, let's give that 100. So the first bit of income that we should see is from the pelts. Second person in the quarry. And then, yeah, let's wait until at least one more house is finished. And then when that is finished, we'll give the church priority or simply watch it be finished now anyway. Okay. So far so good. I don't think that we're going to push it much farther than maybe 25 families. Just to make sure that we have enough people to get, you know, have all of the production going and everything. But our goal is to make enough money to pay for mercenaries to fight against our opponent and take care of the raiders. So we're going to get a second trader in here. We want to make money. So far we've only spent money for a tool. There we go. There's money coming in. Wonderful. Because if you don't grow all that big as a village, of course, you don't need to supply all that much food, obviously. So I think the strategy in these challenging playthroughs really is to not make it any harder on yourself than it has to be. So keep it nice and simple. And let's just wait for enough timber to come in. Actually, I think we're going to staff this with one more. And let's just wait for the timber to come in. Of course, we've also cranked up the maintenance on the logging camps. So we'll be seeing some tool usage. I think we're gonna, with 104, we're gonna buy one horse for the trader just to make things go a little more quickly. And there we go. We can build the manor. We cannot build the manor because we don't have enough planks. Okay, but food first. Let's do that first. Priorities, priorities. There we go. Now planks should be produced again, and we should have enough planks for the manor. And then the manor is going to be our priority. I think, yeah, let's build that right here. Actually, I think we'll be building it here. And we don't have enough for the retinue tower yet. So let's just commit to this, just to get it going. We don't really even need the retinue tower, but I do like building it. 2 people in there. 2 people in there, 2 people in there. So all of that is pretty good. So let's upgrade these 2. Just to make sure that we don't get any weather damage on the goods that we're supplying. There we go. We're still, of course, we're gonna have the +2 immigration for a few more months yet. But again, the more you grow, the more you'll have to provide in food and whatnot. Okay, now let's pause this.
He spat it in my face and tried to carve me a new nipple.
We have a good amount of money. Why is it not accepting that church as a boundary? It does. Yeah, let's give ourselves a good amount. Yeah, 2 nice large burgages for veggies. And I think we will not be building this all the way up to needing ale, so let's just, you know, let's have these, you know, be veg gardens, and we're not going to bother with fruit because that takes a whole lot longer than I'm planning to even be in this campaign. What we are going to do is to buy that 3rd ox. And when that is here, we'll be giving the saw pit their own ox. For now, let's build 2 forest huts in order to counteract the deforestation up there. And build our first few veggie gardens here. Them to be a veggie garden as well, and I think they will do cabbages. They will do carrots. And I'm choosing carrots because we can sell carrots as a minor trade route and don't have to buy the trade route in order to trade them. So, the cabbage is more efficient, but the carrots can be more easily sold. And will get us a really good price as well with this particular origin card. So one more. No, let's get those foresters going. One there. And the other one here. That should be enough to supply everyone. So we have all of these, but of course nobody's living there yet. So since we already have the seeds in all of these, what we're going to do is we're going to add our trusty chicken coops into all of these houses. And we're not going to upgrade any of these houses to level 2. I'm not going to bother with sheep or anything. We're just not going to need it. We're going to work with mercenaries exclusively. So the chicken coops are going to provide us with money, and I've forgotten to charge taxes. So let's start with that now. That'll get us down to 60. That's fine. And we have enough food. I think 5% will be enough. We don't have that much food, so let's be a bit careful with the tithe that we're charging. However, we should now have enough, to build the retinue tower. So, you know, we'll be able to go for 24 retinue. Not that we'll need them, but, you know, I want to have them. And then as soon as we have our first bit of money in the treasury, we'll be hiring some mercenaries and take out bandit camps. Let's upgrade this. Oh, we also need to instruct the storehouse to not accept any of the stuff from the quarry, because that's just going to make it slower and everything. Okay, there's the retinue tower. Wonderful. So now we have a retinue of 24, potentially. Okay, and you will not do rubble stone. You can do planks, but none of that. None of that, none of that, none of that. Okay, good. Well, let's see how we're doing here. So yeah, granary gets a second person. Storehouse gets a second person. That should definitely improve the supply of everything to everyone. So as you can see, we're back to 100%. So that's pretty perfect. We have these going. One of them, the cabbage one, is already settled. That's wonderful. We have all of our chicken coops. That's wonderful. Yeah, they're cold. That's, you know, it happens. See if they're just stuck. Well, they're out there. So, okay, what we're going to do is, because we have, I think we have enough timber. Let's just get this down to normal maintenance. But get a third person in there. We have 21. I think we'll build out those houses, and then we should have plenty of people to go about this campaign. There we go. 4 more houses. And then that's it. That's all we're going to build. And the rest is really, as much as I enjoy building out the villages and everything and make them look nice, it's just not necessary for this particular campaign. And again, the more houses you build, of course, the more people you have to feed. So, you know, maybe just don't. Okay, what we do want is that 4th trader. There we go. And we have 100 in treasury. That's really good. I'll be upgrading these two. Can still put more people into the quarry, but that's not efficient at the moment. Need more meat. So all of these are gonna be doing pork. We also have salt on the premises, I believe, if I remember correctly. So we might actually upgrade one house just to have a butcher for sausages. Yeah, we have that salt mine right here, and I think we'll be mining that salt, and we will be upgrading one house to create sausages from the pork that we're making. So we have 200. That's fine in our treasury. So let's buy all of these pigs. Even if we don't make sausages just yet, they're gonna provide a good amount of food. So we'll be going for the bandit camps in just a second. Let me just get these bought real quick. What's the message? Yeah, track their movement. That's fine. We have another year until they come in. So let's think real quick. Let's get them a third horse. Then, and I think we'll be adding horses here for now. And then of course the mining pit isn't done yet and it's quite a ways away. So let's hire our first mercenaries. Let's just get these and these. The 250 just isn't worth it just yet. Okay, so you can run please, and you will run toward our first bandit camps. I think if we let them run here, the bandits should come toward us. And of course, you know, those bandit camps are going to give us a good amount of influence, and that way we can get our second region under our control. There come the bandits. We'll be spreading all of these out. So all of our archers here are going to do stand your ground and fire at will. And they can, you know, they'll hold them off and it will not be a fair fight. There we go. Then they'll go get that bandit camp. And of course, those dudes are going to come for us as well. And the archers won't be quite as efficient, but that's fine. Going to be the same strategy, really. A bit. Okay. We're sending this to the nearest town because that means that we're going to get our resources back if they were stolen from us. Not everyone has stolen from us, so we're not going to see that there, but I'm pretty sure we're going to see that with this one. So there we go. All of the stuff that, and more, all the stuff that was stolen will be given back. And we'll be going for this bandit camp as well. Employ the same strategy. We already have 970 in influence now. And we'll be gaining more with this one, and then we're going to claim the first region. Take that. Nope, take that. And we'll be sending this to the nearest town as well. So, again, lots and lots of resources that we got back. And we can now disband that unit. I don't think that we're going to see any opposition to us claiming that region. Let's save. Claiming with influence. Of course, once we've claimed that region, there will be no more bandit camps on that. Bandit camps only spawn on unclaimed regions. So in the meantime, our little village here is progressing. We have that mine built, so let's get someone in there. And I'll build 2 double plots. Yeah, I'll build... There we go. The region is ours. And it's ours because we're, you know, in year 2, which means we've been at this for 12 months, and the AI hasn't been able to build enough of a treasury or a militia or anything really to get this going. So we've been, you know, we've been building this healthily. We have quite a bit of money in our pockets. We're also, you know, not really getting better on food, but these burgages should be doing their jobs very quickly now. As, you know, someone's in there. We have some pork production going. Not enough just yet, but, you know, we have potential to grow still, and we'll be building 2 double plots now. I'm just wondering where to put them. Now, if we build a second quarry, which I don't think we will, That can go up there. So I think we'll just be building these double plots right here. And it'll be double plots just for efficiency. So, yeah. And one of them will definitely be a butcher, and that'll be pretty much the only burgage that we're going to level up. Again, we're not going to bother with sheep or whatever. We're just going to go with what we have. And 25 families is plenty. As you can see, you know, the treasury is growing nicely. We're only at 10%. Are we 10% or 20%? Well, 20% taxes, meaning, yeah, we'll get a good amount of money into our pocket every month. And I'm actually considering, as we add more, and this region is ours, whether we're going to go for the iron on this one. We don't really need to. Well, no, I don't think we'll bother with that. Anyway, we're going to have to tell someone to accept the salt. You're not doing any of that. You know, you can do wax. Yeah, I want an extra storehouse just for salt right here. And they won't be serving the market. They'll just be responsible for collecting all of the salt that we're producing. We still have more than 300 days to go until the raiders come. We have immigration going. Our approval is okay. It would be much higher, of course, if we didn't charge 20% in taxes, but, you know, it is what it is. So this next person is going to go exactly in here, and we'll just instruct them to do nothing but salt. And since that, yeah, it's not that much, we're not even going to upgrade this. But one person is going to go in there. They're not going to do any market work, and I just want them to pick up the salt. Okay, water access is tight, so let's upgrade the well. Yeah, it's just water access that's holding us back right now. And that's easily fixed. Okay, so food is getting better, and I want to get up to 10% tithe. I know that's not great, but the Duel isn't really all that exciting as a campaign. I just want to show that it's possible to do in on challenging settings. Anything seems easy compared to on the edge on challenging settings. That really is, it's just so hard. If I don't have to, I will never play on the edge again. So let's just fill all of these in. So we'll get to 30 families. That's good. We'll have more than enough people for everything. Let's just make sure that our food actually gets distributed. And I think we'll be adding a second small market area here, because as we add personnel to both the granary and the storehouse, of course they'll need space, and the market area tells you how many free stall locations you had. With that first one we only had 2, and now we have 11, so we're good for all of this playthrough. So approval is going back up. Of course, taxation isn't making people happy, but it's making my treasury happy. We have 250 days until the raiders are coming. There's no bandit camp that has spawned again, so we probably shouldn't have taken the territory. But, you know, if we hadn't taken the region, at some point the AI would have. They do like to start early with that. So it doesn't matter. We don't need the influence from the bandit camps, although they're nice to have. But for now, just watch our village grow. Plenty of timber, plenty of planks. Can buy one more horse. And let's have a look at trade. Tools is fine. We only really have that two buildings that need maintenance. 3 with the other mine. But that's fine. So 7 tools should be plenty for that. We're exporting stone. We're exporting planks. And I think the other dudes are doing planks as well. So the price is going down, but that's okay. We'll diversify, I think. We'll build a lime kiln and sell some mortar. Let's build that right here. Let's just build the stonemason as well. I'm not sure whether we're going to make use of it because that's a major trade route. But again, I want to upgrade one of these to whichever one gets moved in first, produce sausages. And of course the salt isn't going to, keep up forever, but it should be enough for the playthrough. Oh, there's salt on that region. And what do they have? They have rich berries and fertilities. Oh man, that's for a challenging playthrough. That's a tough combination. I'm not envious. Okay, so let's pause and get someone to the line kiln. We do want them to keep at least 10 rubble stone. And I don't want them to produce any more than 40 mortar. It's, I don't want stuff to be just piling up in the storehouses. So we'll let them export mortar down to 0. We're not going to upgrade the church, so not worried about that. So yeah, we'll be exporting that down to 0, but we're going to stop exporting planks. And we're going to tell them to just stop at 80 planks. Unfortunately, there's no way to limit, how many logs the logging camp will produce. So let's just take 2 people out of there. And I think instead we're going to employ another couple of foresters. Yeah, we're okay with fuel. Yeah, I'd rather have those foresters doing some work. So we have 4 horses. There's someone in there. So as for the stonemason, I want them to produce 20 dressed stone max. Because, if you look at trade, with the origin card that we have, rough stone will net you 5 coin. And the dressed stone will net you 5 coin as well. Now, if you don't have the of the Vogtland card, the rough stone will net you 3, and dressed stone nets you 5. So then it's absolutely worth it to go for the dressed stone. Now, for us, that would mean we would now have to spend 50. So it's 10. Oh, we'll easily sell those. So we're gonna establish this trade route. We'll sell all of the dressed stone, and I think there'll be high demand for that. We'll also be doing the mortar, and I think we're good with that. So that also means that we'll be exporting rough stone only if the stone cutter can't produce enough to get below 30. So that means we can always, sell stuff if the stonemason doesn't produce enough. But let's just put one more person in there. And we'll be increasing our trade for tools just in case. Still have these houses to fill. But overall, we're good. We have 1,300 in our treasury. We have 1,100 in regional wealth. And let's get that forester working as well. We'll see the effects of this, I think, next year. We're only in August of the second year, so, there's still time. Salt is coming along nicely, so this person is really just going back and forth with the salt mine. That's perfect. We have our trader going. We should be seeing quite a bit of sales based on the dressed stone. Now we're not accepting dressed stone in here, no rubble stone, no rough stone or anything. That will just, you know, screw up the logistics. So the stonemason has a generic storage of 50. I don't even want them to produce any more. Well, let's say no more than 30. So they will never exceed their storage capacity. The lime kiln has 250 in generic storage. Yet I'm limiting them at 40. I should probably put this to 100. So they will never exceed their storage capacity. And then, of course, the trading post has enough generic storage to get everything in there. So another bandit camp, and we'll be sending some mercenaries after them. I like these. They're cheap, but they're really, really, really effective. So let's send them. I think we might actually be keeping them as a sort of standing army. 50 isn't all that much. We're making more than 100 every month. And I think it's an investment worth making just in case. The raiders are coming in 180 days. We don't know where they'll spawn. Of course, we'll save just before. Okay, you can run, please. Be mindful that they can get stuck in these cliffs, so you might want to steer them clear of it. Because once they're stuck in on the cliffs, there's no chance. Okay, you don't need strategy for this. You know, it's just we didn't lose anyone. So really, the bandits are no match for pretty much any of these mercenaries. So we'll be sending this to the nearest town again. This could have gone straight to our treasury, but it doesn't matter. I mean, they didn't have the chance to steal anything yet. Yeah, I'm really considering to keep these dudes. Actually, no. Let's just keep them here. Or let's just position them here. We have 852 in influence now. We're making... Right? How much are we making? Yeah, 1,100 in taxes every month. So, you know, it's easy to be able to afford them. And they'll be quick on their feet. So we'll just keep them standing there. And I think we'll just... go like that. Yeah. Well, a little more like that. Yeah, they can, you know, they can stand there, look good. So over here, what are we seeing? What are we selling? So we made 1,000 with rough stone, but that should be, I think the refined stone or dressed stone will catch up with that pretty quickly. And mortar will probably make us quite a bit of money as well.